I always figured there was something special about the place I'm growing up. My friends would complain about living in an agricultural community, but I could never fully agree. I like the way I can get to know someone better by connecting them to their family farms, and how my father's role in the dairy industry provides a way for people to get to know me. I don't think there's anything like the unspoken circle I joined when I began showing jerseys at the county fair, and I love how neighbors are always there to check in on the construction of a new barn. I always figured there was something special about the place I'm growing up, but the more I traveled, the more cities I visited and foreign cultures I encountered, the more negligible my little farm town seemed. If Madrid has centuries-old cathedrals, what are our little parish halls? If Montreal has avenues of authentic cuisines, what is our downtown village diner? My doubt in the significance of my community grew the more I saw of the outside world. But amongst this growing uncertainty, I held steadfast to the belief that there had to be something that made my farm town important in the broader world. There had to be some reason why little agricultural communities like mine were getaways or city dwellers and constantly romanticized in literature and film. I took a look at my community and was able to find the answer I was looking for. A farm town cares for its residents, and not just in the way of a trivial personification. The same closed circle that separates residents like myself from urban facets provides a haven for personal growth and a support system for the pursuit of individual aspirations. And agriculture is at the foundation. This support, I've discovered, is given indiscriminately and begins with the foundation of health. There is an evident lure to the idea of locally produced food. You can see it in everything, from the logo on your lettuce to the advertisement of your eggs, but there is evidence that reveals its true benefits. The apple grown in the nearby orchard is more nutritious than the fruit flown in from Washington. This is because you, as a consumer, can get to it quicker. From the moment it's harvested, produce begins to lose its nutritional value, a degradation exacerbated by the artificial lights and temperature changes of extended transportation. Because of this, those who live in agricultural communities have access to the most nutritious food there is, and therefore have the means to build their health and thus their futures. Rural air and water, sheltered for the most part from urban pollutants, also enhances the physical well-being of residents, and there are psychological benefits to living in a farm town as well. The smaller and slower pace of life associated with living in an agricultural community is connected with lower stress levels, especially when compared to urban living. Agricultural communities offer a retreat from the perpetual motion of cities and an opportunity for individuals like you and I to come back and focus on ourselves. This introspection may involve reevaluating a career or financial standings, and agricultural communities have ways to support those too. The borders that define a farm town are not just a geographic encompassment, but serve as a loose financial circle. The money spent within this area funds the entrepreneurship of neighbors, who in turn use this money to fuel the other businesses of other residents. Ultimately, community members are better able to pursue their passions through the support of their peers. My mother's veterinary clinic prospers through the return of business from local florists, chefs, and consignment shop owners. My father makes a point to purchase locally produced milk and lots of it. These are the same farms he works with as a pharmaceutical salesman. If you or I have a dream to own a bookstore or a lumber yard, a cafe or a mechanic shop, we have only to buy local to be assured that our expenditures will come back around. There will always be the threat of a nearby Target or Walmart to pull business away from the local area. But as long as there is the support of neighbors and the draw of small-town romanticism, neighborly enterprise will flourish, and with it, the aspirations of community members. These economic and health benefits are extraordinary, but they're not what grant agricultural communities their significance in the broader world. These characteristics could be replicated through policy and engineering in urban areas. The historic sites of monarchs and centuries-old palaces can't be recreated, not truly. So what is the unreplicable characteristic of the farm town? What am I growing up surrounded by that only a tourist could see? Small town support systems are bigger than health, bigger than the fulfillment of dreams. Agricultural communities are networks of motivation and criticism that guide residents like you and me through life. There's a million examples I could try to incorporate to illustrate to you how this is true, but there's no better one I could think of than my town's FFA chapter. In this organization, students like me are encouraged to test vital leadership and communication skills and are straightforwardly critiqued so that we may grow. In this organization, neighbors and local alumni like you volunteer as judges at regional competitions, guiding and advising students like me so that we may become the best at whatever we may wish to become. In this organization, local parents and teachers donate official dress and binders, provide food and rides for students who may not have the means to realize their true potential otherwise. FFA is not the organization, it is the people who make it happen. A farm town is not the zip code, it is the residents who unconsciously maintain the system of unbiased, unprejudiced support that makes it so unique. And agriculture is to be attributed. Whether it be growing green beans for a roadside stand or milking 800 head of cattle, the cultivation of food is an undertaking founded on the cooperation of individuals. The bonds that tie a plant science teacher to a supermarket employee and a poultry farmer to a tractor mechanic are complex, interwoven, and most importantly, interdependent. Perhaps, in a farm town like mine, residents are unable to flip the switch on helping out their neighbors, even in matters apart from their jobs. Perhaps this is why my FFA advisor facilitates my younger sister's cattle showing endeavors, and why a local compost business sponsored a fundraising project of mine this past summer. Perhaps this is why the agricultural community is notorious for its interconnectedness. Residents help each other out. We don't know how not to. Agriculture is the substratum for residents to build our own system of support, our own means to become who we wish to be and help the next person do the same. That is unreplicable. Thank you.